So this may be one of the biggest decisions that I've had to make so far, and that's choosing the right leather. Designing a handbag isn't just about drawing a pattern. Every decision matters. The logo, the hardware, and now the leather. Today I had to choose the material that will become the very first Rosalie. And after spending hours researching the night before, I finally found the one I wanted. So up until this point, I've been designing, sketching, waiting on the hardware. But today I had to choose the material that's actually going to become the very first Rosalie. Once I cut into this leather, there's no going back. So before I even stepped foot into a leather store, I spent hours researching online. So I looked at the Rocky Mountain leather supply. I also went on the Leatherskins website and of course the Tandy Leather store because I love them. But every website I went on, it looked like this. They were out of the black leather. And doing my research, I ran across the Saffiano leather first, but this type of leather has a texture to it. So I decided not to go with it. And then this leather looks kind of nice, ice luxury smooth calfskin. So I decided to get a sample for $2.68. But then when I saw the calfskin leather, and I really started to dive deep into all of the characteristics. And as you can see, it's not cheap. 3 ounces is $195. But I looked at different tanneries, different weights, different prices, different finishes. And just like when I was looking for different hardware for the front of the bag for my logo, it became a little overwhelming quickly. And that's when I learned that not all calfskin is the same. Some leather is firmer, some is softer, some has smooth grain, some has a textured finish like the Saffiano calfskin. Who knew? I also started learning about thickness. Since I'm making the bag on my industrial sewing machine, I needed leather that will quilt beautifully without becoming too bulky. So instead of ordering online, I decided to actually feel the leather in person. That was really important to me. So I drove to the Tandy Leather store, and unfortunately, they wouldn't let me film inside the store, and I completely respect that. So instead, I brought the notebook that my mom gave me. She gave me this notebook during the time when Soleil was graduating, and I just thought it would be very special because she actually wrote in this notebook. So I took this notebook with me and I took notes on everything that I learned. And the gentleman that helped me, his name was Alan, and he was really nice. And he answered all of my questions and showed me all the different types of leather. We looked at calfskin, pigskin. And pigskin was soft and lightweight. I could definitely see why some makers use it. But for this vision I had for the Rosalie, I wanted something that felt a little more refined. We also looked at lambskin. The lambskin was gorgeous. Lambskin was probably the softest I felt that day. It almost melted in my hands. It was beautiful. But I knew I wanted something that would balance softness with the durability. And it had a buttery feel too, so I could also see why a lot of luxury handbags use it. But that still just wasn't it. And one thing that I did notice immediately was that all three was much thinner than the vegetable tan leather that many traditional leather workers use. And that's important because a lot of luxury leather handbags are hand stitched. The holes are punched first and then everything is saddle stitched by hand. But my process is going to be a little different. I'm designing the Rosalie to be sewn on my industrial sewing machine. I needed leather that was soft, flexible, elegant, but still durable enough for an everyday handbag. And sometimes you research something for hours, but you don't really know until you can hold it in your hands. And the moment I picked up the calfskin, it just felt right. As I held the calfskin, I started thinking beyond just the first bag. I was imagining someone carrying the Rosalie to work, out to dinner, and I wanted the leather to be something they'd enjoy every time they reached for it. And it wasn't just about choosing the leather anymore. I felt like it was choosing the foundation of everything I hope girly girl handbags become. And calfskin kept checking all the boxes. And the moment I touched the calfskin, that's when I understood why so many luxury handbags use it. It has an incredibly smooth surface. It's soft, flexible, it almost feels kind of silky. And because of that, I could immediately picture the quilting, the gold hardware, and I could picture the finished Rosalie. And that's when I knew this was the leather. So I purchased the whole hide for about $98, and my goal is to use every inch of this leather wisely, because leather is expensive and every cut matters. So I'm hoping to get more than one bag from this hide, But my first priority is making the very first Rosalie exactly the way I imagined it. So now the leather is finally here. I have some leather that I can use. I have the purse feet now. And then my custom logo is being manufactured. I'm still waiting on a few final pieces like the custom grommets that I'm gonna put so the strap can come through. But for the first time, it's really starting to feel real. And every episode gets us closer to feeling the Rosalie in my hands. And looking at everything laid out in front of me, it's amazing to think how far this journey has already come. What started as a sketch is now becoming something real. I have the pattern, the purse feet, the calfskin. I also have the snaps. My custom logo and grommets are on the way, and every one of these pieces represents a decision that will help me shape the Rosalie into the handbag I've been dreaming about. And the notebook from Miss Rosalie herself. Even this notebook has become a part of the journey. Since I couldn't film inside the store, it helps me capture everything I learned that day. And it's a reminder that every step, even the ones people don't always see, is part of creating something meaningful. So thank you so much for coming on this journey with me in the business that I prayed for. And I don't know what tomorrow holds, but today I showed up, and that's enough. So thank you guys. I'll see you in the next episode.